Donc, Hana est à Londres. Hop. Hana, elle lead une boîte qui s'appelle Jauntly qui fait de la balade urbaine. Donc, cette présentation va être sera en anglais. Donc, j'espère que tout le monde pourra suivre. Et Hana devrait démarrer dans les secondes qui viennent. Hana, it's okay for you?
Yes, thank you.
Okay,
Bonjour.
the floor is yours.
Bonjour. Excuse my English, my French is not very good. I hope everyone is doing really well this morning. I'm one of the co-founders at Jauntly. We're a walking, wayfinding and nature connection app. Our vision is for wherever you are in the world to be able to open up the app and find nature-filled walking routes within a 2-mile radius. My background is in digital product and service design. I run a service design agency and was operations director at an award-winning design studio where I work with the likes of Google, Xbox, and Nike. Jauntly was really born out of a frustration of not being able to find good places to walk, being chained to our desks all day and wanting to spend some time outdoors connecting with nature and the natural world. We're aiming to break down the barriers to walking and create a hyper-local experience that can be enjoyed wherever you are, but particularly in towns and cities. And the main reason for this is because we're at a serious time in humanity and Earth's history. We're facing a series of global crises. Physical inactivity, stress, and depression cost global economies billions. Pollution and climate breakdown is costing us the Earth. Local high streets and town centres are in steep decline, which has now been exacerbated by COVID. And in an increasingly connected world, we are losing touch with nature. Walking is actually one of the easiest ways to combat some of these crises, but not enough was being done to attract new audiences to this pastime. Our award-winning community-based platform is available for free for users on iOS and Android. We've had over 230,000 downloads and we have around 20,000 monthly active users. We're completely self-funded, we're not VC backed. So we work with local authorities, transport organizations and consumer brands to digitize content, create and design new walks and new features to promote active travel or active transport, walking for leisure and nature connection. The idea is simple. You open up the app, you find curated walks near you. These are created by us, our partners, and the Jauntly community. About 37% of our walks are created by our community. You can swipe through the walk cover screens, and you can even create your own routes by taking pictures whilst you're out and about, changing the map point if you need to, and then adding information that other people might find interesting, such as a good cafe nearby, toilets nearby, that kind of thing, and whether it's an accessible route or not. You can always flip to map view to help you orientate. Our highest concentration of walks at the moment is in the UK and Ireland, but we have walks in Paris and lots of walks in Bordeaux. We also have walks in Los Angeles and Sydney and further afield as well. In 2018, we won the Mayor of London Civic Innovation Challenge, which afforded us the opportunity to work with Transport for London. We helped them promote active travel. In 8 weeks, we designed and delivered this walking map that you can see on screen now. It helped people walk from station to station, which is often quicker than changing to get on the tube. We improved the accessibility information, included step-by-step directions, and also digitized 2 of London's strategic walking routes, known as the Capital Ring and the Jubilee Walkway. They remain some of the most popular walks in the app. And together, we're continuing to work with TfL to make London a really walking city. So next up, I want to share this project with you. We launched it in November 2020. And as you may know, London and the UK has had lots of lockdowns. And in lockdown 2, which was November, we launched this Green Routes feature, which uses artificial intelligence to create the greenest walking routes from A to B. Currently, it works really well in the UK and Ireland. And in future, we're looking to expand this. It was funded by Innovate UK's business response to COVID. It suggests the greenest circular or point-to-point walk, especially designed for pedestrians. To create the routes, we use local environmental data, such as street trees, pollution levels, proximity to green space, and the Tranquil City Index in London, alongside our proprietary walking data. We give high priority to green elements, the size of parks, the street trees, and we try our best to avoid negative aspects such as the busyness of roads and high pollution levels. The balance of positive versus negative aspects are designed to enhance walkability for everyone and to help bring about the benefits to people's physical and mental health. The routes are especially designed for people and not cars. So Google Maps and City Mapper traditionally take you on the fastest route from A to B. We hope that through these features that we can promote more everyday walking. The new routing service is built on top of a routing engine, an open source routing engine, and our data extending OpenStreetMaps. The algorithm creates routes is a standard one. However, the data that influences which parts are selected is bespoke. So we base it on pre-processing of positive and negative environmental factors, like I mentioned before. The algorithm responsible for this pre-processing takes into account user feedback, so people can upvote or downvote routes and give us extra information about potentially the paths, the grading of the paths, that kind of thing. Users have, which you can see on screen now, users have a green routes for you collection. We've dynamically created a series of walks, and this was not only born out of the fact that we were only allowed to walk from our front door during lockdown, but also for the fact that actually for us, it's been trickier to scale during COVID because we can't travel to places to create walks. So we wanted to create walks literally from people's doorsteps to kind of break down even those barriers where people don't want to travel or they can't travel. The walks range from being like 10 minutes long for people who aren't very confident through to maybe like 5K routes for people that are confident. It's a bit like Spotify's Uniquely Yours playlist, but for walks. And they're perfect for things like your sanity stroll, commuting, when we can commute, walking to your local shops, the doctors, that kind of thing. So next up, we have a variety of other features, including audio guides. And we've created some of these features with partners. So for example, with a consumer brand, they wanted audio narration. So we created that. In the middle, we've included the ability to have interpretive content. So when you're on maybe a street art tour or a cultural and heritage tour, architecture tour, at different points of interest, you can swipe up and get extra information that help you understand the art or the architecture. We've also created an offline download mode, which is great when you have low connectivity, low data connectivity. And we also have a nature notes feature, which is born out of a science study that showed if you notice the good things in everyday nature, the sky, the birds, the trees, it's really good for you and it can have benefits. If you do it for 1 week, it can have benefits for up to 1 month. And it has clinically significant benefits for people with a mental health difficulty. We work with a variety of partners to launch things like new walks, new features, and particularly with projects that have a high potential to encourage walking. Ultimately, we want people to ditch the private car for short trips. We want to reduce air pollution, and we want to promote walking for active travel, nature connection, and improved physical and mental health. There is also a byproduct benefit of the walking pound. So that's where we encourage people to walk on the local high streets in the town centre, which will be especially important as we recover from COVID. Local authorities and our partners also get access to our pedestrian behaviour data, such as walks completed, popular train stations to walk from, app demographics and things like that.
You have 1 minute, Anna.
That's okay. I'm nearly done actually. So this is just a roadmap on what we're working on. So we're working on like rolling out the dynamic green routes, increasing partnerships, connecting with things like HealthKit, Google Fit, hopefully rolling out in Europe. And then we've got a whole bunch of other stuff lined up for next year. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's been a pleasure to be able to share our app. I know there might be questions later, but if you want to find out more, there's my email address and I'm happy to answer questions later. Thank you.
My pleasure, Anna. Thank you again. And this app promoted by TfL is really, really, really great. It's my opinion. I wrote an article about that. I hope it's not too complicated with the second lockdown in London. So you stay
We're
with us.
We're in the third lockdown now.
The third. Oh yeah, horrible. So you stay with us for the Q&A session just after
Yes,
the two last presentation. Thank you again,
Thank you.
Anna.